Hello, and welcome to Blue Water Beat, where our M6 reporters have been busy tracking down the latest local news. Now we go to Autumn Sayers for information about ACT prep.
One main focus of the administration here at Marysville is preparing students for life after high school. With help from the counselors and staff, Marysville has put together many opportunities for students to prepare for both ACT testing and college, with classes like College Transitions. We talked to Mrs. Price to find out more on the class. Why is it so vital that we prepare our students for taking the ACT?
Well, what we know from the research is the more often you take the ACT, the better you will do. And when you do well on the ACT, there's money there for college.
What are some of the subject areas covered in College Transitions?
Science, math, English, reading, and a lot of it is really covering how to take the test and covering information that maybe you had a long time ago. For instance, pre-algebra concepts, things that you wouldn't necessarily practice every day as a junior, so you have refresher in some of those basic concepts.
How does preparing the students for the ACT help them in getting ready for college?
Really, if you do well on the ACT, that means you can be admitted to the places that you'd like to be admitted to, and then get money to go to school there. So the biggest scholarships really come from your grade point average and scoring well on the ACT.
The course has seen great success so far and continues to help motivate students to work harder and feel more confident in their standardized test-taking abilities. To find out more about how helpful the course is, we asked Zach Van Sickle to give us a little more insight. In what ways do you feel like College Transitions has helped your educational career?
College Transitions has helped me with my ACT score. It helped raise it, and I think I did better after I took the class on the ACT.
How much confidence did you gain in taking the ACT after College Transitions?
After it boosted my confidence, wasn't nervous at all, and I was really prepared for the class or for the test. So,
what ways has the course helped you in getting ready for college?
Getting ready for college, it helped teach me test-taking skills and just different techniques on how to take a test and not be nervous at all. So, help me prepare that way.
Both the ACT standardized tests and college are huge milestones in a student's life. With that in mind, it looks like Marysville definitely has not skimped on getting students the absolute best preparation for both of these steps towards success in their future careers. The ACT is scheduled in early March for current juniors, and we wish them all the best of luck. For more of the news you need to know, stay tuned here at M6, your hometown station.
Sounds like a good way to boost the scores. Speaking of good scores, let's go to Carly Bouveret for girls basketball.
The girls basketball team has started off to an amazing season this year, having a league record of 11-0 and an overall record of 13-2. We asked Jessica Fowler, the captain of the girls basketball team, how the team prepares themselves before every game.
I'd say everybody on the team prepares differently, but it all starts with the pregame practice. Practice like you play, you gotta have a good practice before.
There's always room for improvement, so we asked Jessica how she thinks the team can improve.
There's always room for improvement. You can never be perfect. The big improvement we had this year was playing together as a team, and we worked on that all season, and we've improved a lot on it.
Finally, we asked Jessica how she thinks the team will finish up the season.
We'll finish off the season good. As of right now, we're undefeated in the league. We'll probably take first, and we're hoping for a district championship, and we're on the road for that.
Sounds like the girls basketball team has a great season going. We wish the girls best of luck as they head into the district tournament. I'm Carly Bouveret from M6, your hometown station.
Keep up the good work. In other school news, Brad Cote tells us about the Marysville Band Solo and Ensemble competition.
Each year, Marysville High School band students get to show their musical abilities by competing in an event called Solo and Ensemble. This year's competition at Rochester High School, students performed either a solo or an ensemble and were graded on their performance by music professionals. Students that receive a Division I rating as their grade advance to state solo and ensemble. I asked Kenny Steele, what is solo and ensemble?
Ensemble is a personal competition that band students go to where they prepare a solo on their instrument and they perform it in front of a judge.
Is there a difference between district solo and ensemble and state solo and ensemble?
Between state solo ensemble and the regular district solo ensemble is there's actually quite a bit more pressure on doing it well, because there's a lot more to state solo ensemble. You have to have many scales memorized, And you also have to sight read a piece where you don't look at the music and you just go in, they give you the sheet, and you just have to play it right in front of them.
What preparation do you have to put into your solo?
Band students put in a lot of preparation, starting usually around the month of November, and we practice and practice for months until February of the next year. And we have to practice daily, otherwise there's no possible way you could actually get a good score in solo ensemble.
Wish the best to Kenny Steele and all Marysville band students going to state solo ensemble. I'm Brad Cote for M6, your hometown station.
Great job at solo and ensemble. Now let's see what the middle school is doing for the March of Dimes with Scott Krause.
Marysville Middle School has been the #1 school in the state of Michigan for the March of Dimes walk for 12 consecutive years. The March of Dimes raises money for premature babies and helps mothers have full-term pregnancies. Mrs. Pishot is the advisor for the Marysville Middle School's team. We asked her how many people usually participate.
Well, we try to involve as many people as possible. For this year, we're trying to be the #1 school team in the state for the 13th year. This is our goal. We have been the #1 school team in the state for 12 consecutive years, and no school has ever done that in the history of the event. I mean, we beat high schools, colleges, we beat them all. So we're hoping to really up the participation this year. We have had in the past, 90 to 140 participants, mostly students, parents, maybe a half dozen teachers usually get involved. This year we're hoping to build on that and help everybody help us reach Lucky 13. And I'd like to see a dozen teachers come on out and walk 5 miles around with us, and I'd like to see 150 kids.
That would be a great turnout. So how did the students fundraise for the March of Dimes walk?
Well, we hold a variety of different fundraisers throughout the year. In the past, we've sold the neoprene bracelets, purple, for the color of the March of Dimes. We have done the paper pumpkin cutouts and sold those and done pumpkin patches. We've had bake sales. We've had any number of different fundraisers. Oh, we've had sold candy canes at Christmas, and the kids can tie tags, with their name on it, and they're delivered. And any kind of a little event like that we can sell here at school, for 50 cents for the kids to help raise money.
Every little bit helps. Where exactly does the walk take place?
The March of Dimes walk is now called the March for Babies, and it is, this year we've moved it to the first Sunday in May. It always used to be the last Sunday in April, but we're hoping that the 1 week bump will maybe give us 1 week worth of warmer temperatures. And we've also moved the start time from 9 a.m. until 10 a.m. with what's in mind is that the church folks can still make it to at least early service and be able to join us on our walk. So now it'll start at 10, and we begin at St. Clair County Community College out on the lawn there. There's a bunch of tents and inflatables and things there. You can't miss it. And then we walk down Erie to McMorran Boulevard, I'm believing that's McMorran, over to the main drag to Huron, south on Huron until we get to Oak, and then we head east on Oak down into Vantage Point, come back north up in front of the Y and the gas company building, and then we eventually work our way back over to Huron and north up on Huron, and we stay north on Huron until we get to Pine Grove Park. We go under the arch, the stone arch of Pine Grove Park, and then walk over to the river, and then go up north along the river, the Thomas Edison Boardwalk Parkway there. And when we get just shy of the Blue Water Bridges, we turn around and we come back on the other sidewalk and back through Pine Grove Park, and then down, we cross at the light there and down Erie and take Erie back to the college.
Sounds like a long walk, but a lot of fun. We wish the middle school's team luck with the walk this year. If you would like to help out, please contact Mrs. Pishot at the Marysville Middle School. I'm Scott Krause for M6, your hometown station.
Let's hope they raise a lot of money for babies. Now let's go over to the high school wrestling team with Liz Sturtridge.
The Viking wrestling team has finished up their season. They finished the season with a 6-1 record and the MAC Blue with a share of the league title. They have Dom Carmella moving on to the state tournament on March 1st through the 3rd. We had the chance to talk to Dom Carmella, and we asked him, did this year's team meet expectations that were set at the beginning of the season?
No, we didn't meet the expectations. I think our big one was not beating St. Clair. ate us up the whole season, and then we met them in districts and we couldn't get the job done.
We also asked where the team had room to improve.
We have room to improve pretty much everywhere, mainly on bottom, and then our first takedown, that was a big one. It lost us 2 meets.
And lastly, we asked, how do you plan on making these changes?
The way we plan on making these changes is by attacking them head on, going to camps, having our normal practices 2 days a week, and then just working hard. That's about it.
Well, congrats on the teams with their season, and good luck to Dom at States. I'm Liz Sturridge from M6, your hometown station. It seems promising. Speaking of sports now, we hear from Jake Fox about this year's Super Bowl ads.
Super Bowl commercials have been a hot topic of late. So, we asked Marysville students about their favorite Super Bowl commercials from this year's game.
My favorite Super Bowl commercial was the M&M's one because I like the song I'm Sexy and I Know It.
I like the M&M commercial because all the M&Ms were dancing.
My favorite Super Bowl commercial was the Skechers dog commercial because it was awesome.
My favorite Super Bowl commercial was the Pepsi commercial with Elton John because I dislike Pepsi almost as much as I dislike the entrance of Flava Flav at the end of the commercial.
I liked the E-Trade Baby commercial where he's talking to some old guy about financial statements or whatever, and then he taps on the glass to the nursery and talks to the other baby, and he asks what he's doing, and the other baby said he was speed dating.
And why?
My favorite Super Bowl commercial this year was a Clint Eastwood Made in Detroit commercial by Chrysler. I thought it was very inspirational. I thought it had profound political effects and innuendos. Thought he did a good job on that commercial. I also liked the Volkswagen dog commercial where the dog lost weight. Thought that was funny.
Sounds like the M&M and the E-Trade commercial are still fan favorites. Maybe next year's Super Bowl commercials will be just as good. I'm Jake Fox from M6, your hometown station.